Good morning to you once again. You're looking live at a very pretty picture overlooking False River, courtesy of Our Lady of the Lake Sky 9. Temperature 82, but it feels a lot warmer. It feels like 89 degrees when you factor in the dew points and the high humidity. Yesterday, 91 degrees the high, so it was a little bit cooler than normal, if you want to call it that. Meanwhile, something very cool that's going to be happening in the night sky over the next couple of days, more to the point for the next couple of weeks. However, the peak is going to be August 12th and August 13th. That's Tuesday and Wednesday for the Perseids meteor shower, one of the better meteor showers of the entire year, where you could see upwards of 60 meteors per hour. You want to look in a place that's really dark, wait until after midnight. Actually, I think I saw a couple on my way into work earlier this morning. Now, speaking of showers of the rain variety, we do have a couple of showers and storms right by Highway 90, Morgan City. They're holding together, but I suspect as they start to curve inland a little bit, they'll start to lose their punch. There's nothing in the immediate Baton Rouge area. Actually, the bulk of the wet weather, I would say, is heading more in between Lake Charles, in between there and Lafayette, and then closer to the Houston-Galveston area. So it's going to take another couple of hours to really see this start to fill in across our area, and it's not an absolute guarantee that that's going to happen. You see the graph model and the HRRR, by the way, just as quiet later on this afternoon, barely showing anything. If anything happens, it looks like it's later in the afternoon, going into the early part of the evening, and then that's about it. Once we lose the daytime heating, that'll be gone with the wind. Meanwhile, we still have the tropical moisture here. In fact, over the next couple of days, you'll see a weak area of high pressure starts to form. There's the clockwise flow, and that continues to filter that Gulf moisture in, but it's not really going to do too much for us. Speaking of the tropics, we do have a tropical update to pass along. It's actually so fresh that the computer hasn't picked up on it yet. This 90 and 90, we can go ahead and knock that out. Tropical storm Erin has formed in the Atlantic, and Erin is expected to take a path that takes it towards the east coast and then curves up. Hopefully it's just going to be a fish storm, but the bottom line here is we don't have to worry about it in the Gulf. It's not going to get into the Gulf. This is what the computer models are doing with Erin, and there you can see at the end of a 144-hour time frame, they start to already wind up and take that hard right turn. So again, hopefully the East Coast won't have to worry about it either. They probably could have upgraded this a little bit earlier this morning, because if you look at it on satellite, it really does start to have the makings of a tropical system. It's starting to look the part. Meanwhile, we are already in peak hurricane season. That's August, September, October. But if you really want to nail it down to the T, when you're at the top of this pyramid, the top of this graph, usually that happens around September 10th, September 11th. So we still have a ways to go, another month to go for that. Kiddos off to the school bus stop. They already did that, but it's going to get up to 92 degrees in the afternoon with a couple of scattered thunderstorms later on in the day. Then for tonight, we'll drop it off to the mid-70s yet again, 20% chance early. And in the all-important 7-day forecast, at least the good news, we are not watching anything get into the Gulf. In fact, we'll see our rain chances go down a little bit towards the upcoming weekend at the end of the 7-day as we drop down to 30%. Forecast highs get a little bit warmer, but right now, pretty typical forecast. We'll take it.